It was only when the bottle of wine was empty and he was eating the last cake that the old man lifted his head. He seemed surprised to see a half-eaten cake in his hand. "I've been eating someone's food," he said to himself, and he looked up and saw me sitting nearby. "You, boy, was this your food?" "Yes," I said, and came closer as he beckoned. "Well," he said to me, "what are you doing here?" I told the old man my story while he rubbed his beard. When I finished, he said nothing and began to turn pages in his book. Finally, he nodded. "Yes, it's true," the old man said. "You are to live only 19 years." And he turned the book toward me, and in the moonlight, I read my name on the page. Next to my name was the number 19. "Please," I couldn't help asking, "is there any way to change it?" "Change it?" the old man said, surprised at the thought. "Change the book of fortune?" "Yes," I nodded. "Well," the old man said, stroking his beard, "I am indebted to you for having eaten your food." He took a paintbrush from his robe and studied the page. He said to himself, "Maybe if, no, perhaps, ah yes, this is how it can be done." With a simple flick of his brush, he changed the 19 to 99. "Good," he said to me. "You have many more years of life. Live them well." Then he closed his book, stood up, and began to walk up the mountain, leaving me staring behind him. I sat there until he disappeared from sight, and then turned around and went home. The next week, on my birthday, there was a terrible typhoon. The wind howled as it never had before, and a tree fell right on top of the roof of our house and crashed into my room, narrowly missing me. If it had fallen just a bit more to one side, I would have been easily killed. But as I climbed out of the ruins of my room, I saw my grandmother's eyes staring into mine. Silently she nodded. She did not need words to tell me what had happened. I knew my fortune had been changed. "But for Min Lee to try to do that is different," Ba started. "She's trying to find Never-Ending Mountain, ask a question. She's just a small girl." "Perhaps," the goldfish man said, "you need to trust her." "But," Ma said, what she wants is impossible." "Impossible?" the goldfish man said. "Don't you see? Even fates written in the book of fortune can be changed. How could anything be impossible?" Ma and Ba could find no words. His eyes and the hundreds of eyes of the goldfish behind him seemed to silently scold them. As they looked at the ground, the goldfish man shifted back his bag and turned toward his cart. "Here is a gift," the goldfish man said, placing a ball into Ba's shaking hands. The fish, a pale silver color of moon, circled in the bowl. "Perhaps if you cannot trust your daughter will find Never-Ending Mountain, you should trust that she will return home to you, because that is not impossible. So whether Min Lee brings it to you or not, I wish you good fortune." And with a bow, the goldfish man walked away. His bowls of goldfish cast pieces of rainbows in the air, making him sparkle in the sun. Ma and Ba stood and watched him until he looked like a twinkling star in the distance.